Good morning, welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. I'm Lynn. It is Tuesday, 22nd July 2014, and really there are only two stories in the papers today. Of course, breakthrough, that's the big word of the day. I can tell you that right now. In fact, our Prime Minister Najib has said that he's brokered a deal with the Ukrainian rebel separatist leader to bring our Malaysians home, in fact, as well as bring the black box home. So he says it's a three-pronged deal, and that essentially we get our Malaysians home, we get the black box home, and safe access will be granted to the investigative teams. Najib makes breakthrough, PM says we have the victims. Really, that's just the story today. And what's coming out of this is also how our Prime Minister is saying that sometimes it's not a time for words, it's a time for action, as justification for why we've taken a slightly sort of quieter, more laid-back stance in terms of the world media. Now he says that we've actually been working tirelessly behind the scenes to broker this deal. And here I want to call attention to something that most of the Malay papers have done today, but none of the English ones have, is that there were two main stories of the day and they didn't want to be left behind on either. So on the front we have Laluan Terbuka, for example, still about MH17, and behind we have the coverage on the Israel-Palestinian conflict, and also I'd like to call attention to the fact that the rhetoric in the Malay papers is really getting, I wouldn't say out of hand, but Zionist mabuk darah is, you know, as leading a headline as you're ever going to get. Berita Harian have also gone with kotak hitam diserah kepada Malaysia, but also behind, again, more photos of blood and gore. No pixelation, they're not pulling any punches, and this isn't even the worst photos that you're going to see today. Interestingly, The Sun have gone with a slightly more pessimistic front page. Chaos reigns, as indeed it does. Rather than go with breakthrough, rather than go with yay, we've done it, they've gone with look at how much this investigation is compromised. I'm sorry, in my quest to move us speedily along, I missed something that I wanted to point out to all you good ladies and gents watching this video, which is Najib makes breakthrough, yes, we saw that. Najib on the phone with Dutch Prime Minister, joining the heady company of world leaders, speaking on the phone with other world leaders, but also check it out. Firstly, he's double phoning. Secondly, check out that iPhone cover. Who knew that our Prime Minister was so whimsical? And also another story on the Malay Mail, well, the iPhone cover wasn't a story, but you know what I mean, is this right here. PKR proposes one Aziza as new MB. This is interesting because she might be the new MB of Selangor, replacing Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim, and rumour has it, or at least people are worried, that this will continue to cause a rift in the party that hasn't exactly been known for its stability, so we'll see how that works out. And continuing that two-pronged approach is Utusan Malaysia. Now, I must warn you, this is misleading because on the front of it, it appears to be two-pronged. Also, that photo is incredibly graphic. I'm not going to point out to you why. If you've seen it, you've seen it. But the back page, they have gone full tilt with blood, gore, and just horror. They only bothered to pixelate the babies. Everything else is just splatter. I think this is a story that's emotional enough without resorting to this sort of blackmail. And Sina Harian continuing the trend, Israel pengecut, which is nothing as bad as Zionists drunk on blood. Thank you, Harian Metro. So that concludes it. The stories today are plain and simple. It's all about MH17 and Israel and Palestine. I hope by next week I'll have better news for you, but in the meantime, this is the state of the world. You're watching BFM's Morning Headlines. I'm Lynn, BFM 89.9.